What's up, everybody? It is the fourth Friday of the month, and you know what that means? It means it's time for a commentary because we're doing them every second and fourth week of the month, every other week, every other Friday at 10:30 p.m. Central Time. Tonight's feature is My Bloody Valentine, the original 1981, not the remake that came out during Regate Palooza when it was going mad in like the first decade of the century. And I've still never seen that. I don't really care to.
I saw it in theaters. We'll talk
You
about it
did?
though.
Okay. So we have it linked as usual in archive.org. You can watch it. Go ahead and make sure to pull it up on picture in picture so you can enjoy our pretty faces if you want to. If not, just pull up the film, listen to us talk. We're going to dive in, guys. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, play. And if you happen to be watching like a DVD or something like that, it's just blacked out before the Paramount logo comes in. So I think it's a standard version you guys should all have. So I got to say that I rewatched this today in prep.
Oh, nice.
I was gonna watch it last night, but I got distracted by Joe Bob. I was like, oh, there's some new Joe Bob, so let me see what's yeah. And then so I watched Possession because that's been on my list for a few years now.
Okay.
Have you seen that with Sam Neill?
No, no. I know what movie it is. I haven't seen it though.
Yeah, so that flick is wild.
Yeah.
Wild. It's definitely
a French film.
Polish.
Okay.
Yeah. It's in English, but yeah, it's a Polish director. Hey, what's up, Gush? How you doing, man? Gamer guy again. Hello. Yeah, it's it definitely feels like a Euro film, and there's like a whole story as to like it was a compromise on the director. Like you have to put it in English if you wanted to make it here. So they it's in English, but it's definitely a Euro film through and through the way it is, and it's wild, man. It's very artsy. Usually I'm not a big fan of art house type stuff, but this is wild. We're not talking about that movie though. We're talking about this, but I want to say you should watch Possession. It is really long, but it doesn't really bore you because it's just got so much zany BS going on all the time. But all right, so this is a very interesting intro for the film, I have to say. I'm confused. So this has nothing to do with the past. Okay, right? This is Is this the past?
No, this is the aren't they just
No, because he kills her. It's just another victim.
I think it's just another victim. If I'm mistaken,
it doesn't it's not super clear. Remind me, what's the killer or the quote unquote who we think the killer is in this? What's his name again?
It is what the hell is his name?
Bobby. I don't know what his name is. Anyway,
we'll find out.
No, well, I'm keeping the volume down. Anyway, so the guy, it's confusing because we have this little intro scene that sets up the tone of the flick. You know, they're going to get it on in a mine for some reason. And you might think it's going to fake you out, but no, he kills her. And then you get the title card and then it sets up our movie, but it's not clear if this is in the past or if it's modern day and he's been attacking. I like, why is she out? Because it doesn't make sense. I don't know if this really has any relevance to the actual film other than to like shock you at the beginning.
Yeah, this is not I don't really think it pertains or really even matters to the rest.
I think it's just to shock you and introduce you to the film.
Yeah.
What is his name? Look that up, please. I gotta turn this shit down.
Yeah.
This is too fucking loud. Why is this so damn loud? It's like I barely got the freaking movie up and it's so damn loud. I'm just gonna turn it off completely.
Harry Warden, that's right. Harry Warden.
All right. So Harry Warden, you're gonna get the backstory of Harry Warden, and I guess 20 odd years ago, he was trapped in the mine. There was a leak of sorts, and they all wanted to party at that big Halloween dance. I've never seen any town that was so upset. Not Halloween, Valentine's Day. I've never seen a town that's been so obsessed with this damn holiday where they have a fucking dance and a party. But anyway, it's your typical slasher fanfare.
Yeah,
guy
Harry Warden's the urban legend, kind of like the Jason Voorhees that drowned in the lake.
and so he gets killed. They're too busy to help him, and they're too busy getting boozed up, and they go looking for like 5 miners, I think it is, and he's the only survivor, Harry. And they show a quick glimpse, you'll see, where he's like eating, which is kind of cool. Um, we don't really go there anymore in the film, but that's the lore. He got taken away. He went mad. He gets committed to a mental hospital, and now they say, "Ooh, he ended up coming back, right?" So he got committed, and then like the next year he wreaked havoc, came back to the town, and took it out on the people that he felt were responsible. And yeah, then he became like the urban legends. And yeah, we're gonna get set up here. It's a mining town, man. I have to say, I've always, maybe not this town, but I always wanted to live in movie small towns,
Yeah.
not real life small towns, mind you. Real life small towns are trash. There's nothing in them. There's nothing to do. They're just nothing but glorified truck stops. But in the movies, you watch movies like Silver Bullet. You watch movies like The Lost Boys, and these are all small towns, but they're so vibrant and alive, and they have such robust characters, and you know what I mean. They just seem like they're having the greatest time.
No, I agree. The thing about this film, I kind of put it off. So I watched it when I was younger. I didn't appreciate it. I watched it about 10 years ago, 7 years ago. Man, this is top five slasher movie. This is a great freaking movie.
People
Um,
love it.
the kills are cool. I mean, the killer is cool. Harry Warden's cool. Um, I don't know, just something about it. It looks beautiful. Like if you own, even if you have the Blu-ray looks 10 out of 10. It looks so good. And I have the 4K. I sold off the Blu-ray. I haven't even watched the 4K yet, but uh, I'd imagine it'll look just as good. But this movie is a hell of a lot of fun. It's a plus slasher in my opinion.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's very uncanny valley. Like a town like this, there's no way this really exists. The fact, they were trying to jump on the holiday bandwagon before it was too late, and they got Valentine's Day. And I mean, this would not happen in real life. You would not have a small town named Valentine or whatever it's called, and they
No.
wouldn't be obsessed with Valentine's Day. Look, nobody who treats Valentine's Day like this, decorates for it.
Well, Eli Roth kind of ripped off the Thanksgiving stuff with this.
Yeah,
So
one of a couple things, but yeah, this
yeah.
one especially. But it's typical slasher fare, like we said. But this movie came pretty early. 81's fairly early. By the time 81 rolled around, I mean that was a year after Friday the 13th. How many of these movies had pumped out already? Was this one of the earliest? Because it's like this might have been fairly groundbreaking for the time, but
Yeah.
this has been done to death. And of course,
Yeah.
I didn't,
Yeah.
I didn't, I didn't watch this in 1981. I watched it later on after I'd seen all these slashers. So it's kind of all the same, except this town's obsessed with Valentine's Day. You have the killer that's threatening revenge, and the motives are weird. It's like, oh, don't have the Halloween dance. Ooh, I'll come back and kill you if you have a if you. Now, I keep saying Halloween because that's a more interesting holiday. Valentine's dance.
And I kind of like the fact that it's a Valentine's Day movie. I mean, it's totally different. I actually like the characters in it. I think they were really solid. Canadian film, of course, and man, I don't know. The kills are great in this. It was actually butchered by the MPAA here in the States. So there's a lot that was cut from it. Um, what are you saying?
No, I was saying the kills are great in it. That's the only highlight really for me. I think I like the aesthetics of the Valentines, all the reds. It's really neat.
It looks
Every
beautiful.
it's yeah, it's beautifully shot. Um, but yeah, hold on. Gamer guy, I gotta confess, I fell off the Joe Bob Last Drive-In bandwagon some years back.
Me
Yeah,
too.
the luster wore off on it, and like I haven't watched the last couple of seasons, but that's also because I just never go on Shutter. It's just so buried, and I'm like, oh, I'm distracted. There's only so much time to watch so many things, and I just have no time. But every now and again, I pop in there and I see some stuff, and sometimes I'm not one of these Joe Bob stands that's gonna watch everything. Like some of this stuff, I don't feel like watching.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's like, and if you watch the film, the Joe Bob segments, which is the best part, it adds an extra hour onto the film. And I don't want to just watch the Just Joe Bob, which is cool, but why would I do that either? It's like I got to watch the whole package. So
yeah.
I just kind of like say, you know what? Whenever I'm ready to watch that movie again, I'll come back to it. But
Yeah, I mean, Joe Bob can't really capture what he did in the '90s. I mean, it was pre-internet. I mean, now that we have internet, it's like we actually know we can watch trailers and actually watch some of these movies. Back then, Joe Bob was telling us what to watch, and we watched a lot of bangers, watched a lot of crappy movies, but it was fun back then too. But nowadays, it doesn't really hold up. I don't think.
You know, I think it still does. I think you're just older, and I think we're older. I think he's still Joe Bob. It's
No, he's still funny. No, I like it, but
he's still
it's not the same to watch like a double feature Joe Bob. It's like I don't know. It's just
like you
not.
said, it's not Joe Bob. It's what's around us. Yeah, you're right. So it's like we have the internet. Back then, it was a big deal because it was on TNT. It's like,
TNT,
hey,
that's it. Yeah.
this is a great way to watch horror movies and for him to show you stuff. But you're like you said, we have the internet now. Um, all like all the stuff that you're watching on Joe Bob is literally available on the same platform you're watching Joe Bob. You're just choosing to watch this old man talk.
You can watch any movie on Archive for free, like we're watching. So
But as far as Joe Bob himself, I think it's still the same. I think it's just you're older and you have certain fond memories of those old episodes. But if a movie is on Joe Bob that I haven't seen, or if I haven't seen in a while and I want to rewatch it, I like to watch it with Joe Bob. And that's where I watched Possession, which made the movie like almost 4 hours. It was so so long. But
yeah.
it was very, very very interesting. So yeah, I mean, so he got his first threat, right? It was at the mayor that got his
Yeah. The
chocolates.
heart.
It's so that's like the calling card of the killer in this.
Mhm.
He sends the little box of chocolates and it's got like some riddle. Which, hey, look at the scene. Who does this?
Oh, this is greght.
But who does this?
I remember doing this when I was a kid, dude.
What and you stare at each other and you're not looking and you're just does people really do that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You never done that?
No, I'm not a fucking idiot.
We used to do that when we were kids, dude.
Yeah, you guys ate paint chips. You did it while
Oh yeah, I'm sure we did. Yeah, absolutely.
you were wearing your football helmets to protect your hands. I
Yeah.
bet. I just don't understand. And those knives look really sharp, and he gets himself good too. And they're just like, "Oh, high five, bro!
We had the old fashioned steak
Look at
knives,
that!
but they were like the
Look,
rib steak knife. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
that was a big knife, dude." And I would be afraid that I would just do a lot of damage. Like a knife like that, it's not like they're just doing like a tiny steak knife. You don't know what kind of damage you're gonna do. So, gosh, what is it? It's Axel, right? So
Axel, yeah.
We got Axel, we got the cuckoo bartender that keeps like warning everybody, "You're all crazy. He's coming, Harry's coming."
Yeah.
He's and but yeah, basically they haven't had a Halloween dance in 20 years since the incident and they've decided to throw it back on. It's time to move on and that's why these chocolates are going out and stuff like that, threatening, don't have the dance, don't have the dance. It's kind of a silly motive, but it is the Jason motive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here, we're getting the exposition dump here. Look at these guys. They're just laughing. Let's go to a Valentine's Day party. What?
I like the whole mine aesthetic though. I think it's cool. I mean, if what was
It's
that?
cool.
If you watch the Boogans, that's kind of like this.
It just has nothing to do with Valentine's Day. I think outside of the dance, there's nothing about Valentine's Day with it. It's nothing to do with Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? It's just a stupid dance. But have there ever been any Hanukkah theme horror movies?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know. The Dreidel Killer? What would you call that?
I don't know. I don't want to get demonetized. Oh yeah, we are demonetized.
What do you? I mean, can you? It would you only need one person to do that. Then they would just like do every like cliche you could. Like, oh, we gotta have the matzo ball kill. We gotta have the dreidel. It's gotta be his calling card. Yeah,
the Jewish throwing star.
The Star of David, dude. Yes.
David, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, so the kills are really cool. It looks really great. I think there's really good slashers out there. I just don't think I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of shit slashers. And
there's a lot of shit slashers.
This one's not one of the shit ones, but like I don't love it or anything. It's okay.
Really?
It's okay.
That's crazy. See, I put it in my top 5.
I think it's like a 5 out of 10.
I would give it a 8.5, 9 out of 10.
I think you gave it a 9 out of 10 is what I saw. I peeped you on Letterboxd. It might be a 6 out of 10. The thing is just it is the same old song and dance with all these movies. Now,
but
this
I like that.
it might be one of the better
Comfort
ones,
food, dude.
but it's just the same thing. Yeah, I don't know. It might be a 6. I might be being a little too harsh, but I don't know. It's not as good as like the best Jason movies. It's not as good as Halloween. It's not as, but what?
I would put this up there with the best Jason movies.
Oh, I wouldn't. I
What
wouldn't.
anybody in the chat, what do you think of this film? Give us your take.
I don't like to say I'm not a slasher guy. I just think I think there's good slashers, and I just think there's a lot of bad slashers. I mean, there's no genre that's just loaded with great
the,
gems. You know what I mean?
I would say 60% of them are bad slashers, at
I
least.
would say you're being kind.
Probably.
I would say you're
Probably.
being real kind. So you're saying every 4 out of 10 slashers good? I would say
I
1
wouldn't
out of
consider it good, but I consider it decent.
I would say 5% of slashers are really good. I don't maybe that's being kind. Like The Burning is really great. There's I think The Burning's better than this. I like The Burning better.
I don't know about that.
And then I like Sleepaway
Black
Camp.
Christmas.
I like Sleepaway Camp better.
You have Pieces. Of course, you have
Pieces. I don't think it's my cup of tea. I don't think Pieces is that good.
I enjoy
Do you
that.
think Pieces is good?
I do like Pieces. I don't like it better than this, but
No, I don't either. I don't think Pieces is very. Okay, I'm gonna walk
The
back.
Prowler's decent. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff.
I'm gonna walk it back. I don't think this movie's bad. For me, a 5 is not great, but it's not bad either. It's for me a 5 is totally fine. A 6 I would say good. Maybe this is a 6. It's got a lot of redeeming qualities that it's the same old thing, but it does things. Yeah, like the kills are way better than like your average, run of the mill slasher. And so I don't know. Maybe it's a 6. Let me see. Ever seen Alone in the Dark? It's an early slasher starring Jack Palance and Martin Landau. I actually almost bought that. I think it's on the Kino sales. Is that a Kino flick? It's been on my watch list for a minute.
Alone in the Dark. Yeah, I've seen that. That I wasn't a big fan of that. It was decent. I think I would give that like a 6 out of 10. That was I actually own that. I have the Shout Factory came out with that 4 years ago, I think.
But you got to understand, for me, when I'm talking about a slasher, I grade on a scale. Like a really good slasher is usually going to be like a 7 max for me. There's a couple that I think, like I said, Halloween, of course, is on its own cloud. And I think Scream is a slasher. I think Scream is one of the best slashers. One of the smartest slashers.
Good. Just Before Dawn's good. Let's see. The Stepfather's good.
Oh, Stepfather's great. Are we counting The Stepfather? I guess.
Yeah, that's a slasher.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. It wouldn't.
I don't know if he's like a strangler. Is he? I guess he's. But is he really a slasher? I guess it's just not. The typical slasher formula is you don't know who the killer is, and it's this whole song.
I know.
I don't know. I always thought The Stepfather was its own thing. If you want to call Stepfather a slasher, Stepfather's amazing. Stepfather's at least an 8 out of 10. I love that first Stepfather.
I did rewatch something that I haven't seen in a while, and I thought it was pretty below average. Was Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, Pumpkinhead is one of those movies where it's not as good as everybody likes to think it is.
The first half of it, or the first quarter of it, is actually really fun and good.
And then it falls off.
Falls off a freaking cliff, dude.
Yeah. The concept is cool. It's all there. I like Lance Henriksen. The whole thing with his son is cool.
When he tries to turn good, Lance Henriksen, he feels bad. That's when the movie just takes a shit.
Yeah. It's just it just doesn't. I used to like it more when I was a kid, but it just doesn't hold up. But it's totally fine. Part 2, Blood Wings, is terrible.
I haven't seen 2.
See, this is typical slasher, the first person thing and all this stuff. I just don't see
Giallo-esque, yeah.
I just don't think that Stepfather is a slasher.
That's more of a thriller, I guess. Thriller horror.
I love that. I love that poster. I'd love to have a Stepfather one sheet. I think it's really cool. I love her kill. I like when they find her body in the washer.
Yeah.
That it looks really, really rad.
No, the effects are great in this.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm being a little harsh. Maybe it's a 6. because it's just I think I always get put off by the same old shit. Like just it's because it is. But you know what? I have to pay mind to how early this was. At the time, it was probably just ripping off Friday 13th. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Which it was a Friday 13th ripoff. And I'm judging it based off the wave of slashers we got for the next 10 years that ripped
Oh, I
off.
mean, yes, Silent Night, Deadly Night. I appreciate the holiday themed slashers.
And this has a little bit of Silent Night, Deadly Night, right? With
Yeah.
the trauma and all that stuff. And Silent Night, Deadly Night's one of the best slashers.
Yeah, I love that movie.
That's at least a 7 for me. If you know, that's a really good one.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
Madam Mabel's.
So would Psycho be considered the first slasher?
Absolutely. I think Psycho's the original slasher.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I think it's one of those things where it's so much more, obviously. But then
It-
by the time, and same thing with Psycho 2 is so much more. But then when you get to Psycho 3, that's why I've always kind of like had a sour taste for
I
Psycho
love
3.
Psycho 3.
Psycho 3 though is just a generic slasher.
Yeah.
That's and it's just it's following in the footsteps of all the movies that it influenced, right?
Mm.
And it's just a mindless slasher. That's kind of how I feel about as much as I love Halloween. Halloween 2 was kind of like that, right? It was kind of following in the footsteps of the main movie that ripped it off and it was trying to keep up with it, but it's great. But that's how I really feel about Halloween 4, the Return of Michael Myers. By the time we get to Return of Michael Myers, it's like it a lot of damage has been done in 5 years. There's so many of
Yeah.
this fucking shit that got pumped out and it just kind of became a mindless slasher. That was just it just wasn't special anymore.
What other slashers?
By the way, in my opinion, maybe it's because I saw this when I was much older, because I didn't see this when I was a kid. You see the ending a mile away. And it's probably
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I've seen, like I said, I've seen a million slashers and they're all the fucking same. Had I saw this in 81, maybe it would have been a twist. They kind of pull a Roy, which Roy came after, right? Where it's kind of like the bait and switch. What year was Silent Night, Deadly Night? It was after this.
So 82, let me look. 84.
84. So I say this has a little bit of Silent Night, Deadly Night in it with the villain arc, but no, it's that kind of just copied this.
Yeah.
So maybe in 1981, this would have been a lot fresher. But let me see here. What's up, Thomas Rowan? Gamer Guy, which slasher franchise has the worst track record? I think it's Halloween.
It's Halloween.
We posted a video about that I think a week or two ago, and it's 100% Halloween.
Mhm.
And in my opinion, Halloween has like the worst track record, like you said, but at the same time, it's like everybody wants to compare Halloween and Friday 13th. Friday 13th is way more consistent. I mean, Friday 13th's got some terrible sequels in there, but it's just got a much better run and it's more consistent and you kind of get what you're paying for with that series. But I don't think there's any Friday 13th movie, Todd will disagree, that reaches the highs of the first Halloween or even the second one for me. But it's just Halloween just takes a shit, man, a big shit.
Yeah, I totally disagree. The cool thing about the Friday the 13th franchise is nobody has like every person has a different favorite, you know? Like your favorite's probably different than mine. And then you can ask 10 different people. Like I think Mac and Zach like part 6, which I hate part 6. Like,
I
I'm not a
like
fan of it.
I like 2 and I like
And I
4
love
and I
2. I love the first one. I love the third, or I love the fourth one. I'm not a fan of the third one. Just the whole 3D aspect I thought was shitty. But every person has their own favorite, which I love that about a franchise.
yeah, and the only thing you could argue about with Halloween is whether you like 3 or not. But other than
Yeah,
that, it's pretty
yeah,
well, and then you get into like the remake territories, the zombie movies, and then you have the David Gordon Green trilogy and stuff like that. It's just such a mixed bag. Thomas, would the Chucky film series count as a slasher?
yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
And Chucky kind of branches out, right? Because it's like what do you call it? Chucky's obviously a slasher, but when he came out, he also spawned off and created the killer doll
Yep.
subgenre. So you always have those branches that do that, and Chucky's absolutely slasher, man. And and it's funny because I don't think of it like that, because when I say slasher, I usually mean like ththese ones that follow the
Like
archetype,
the 80s, like
that follow
giallos type slashers. Yeah.
that follow the blueprint. And I'm not even
Yeah.
talking about giallos, because I feel like giallos are
They're
proto.
they're different, but I mean,
I feel
yeah.
like giallos were proto slashers because
But
they
first
start.
person, yeah.
I think giallos are, yeah, they're definitely, they're all related. It's just like music and heavy metal. There's so many branches of metal and shit like that, and they all kind of come. They're derivative of something else. I feel like giallos are kind of on their own thing because they were proto. Giallos were out before the slasher thing became a thing, and I like more giallos. Like I don't think I'm not throwing in like Deep Red. I'm not throwing in opera. I'm not throwing in these movies in the mix with these, because I think a lot of those are really, really good, in my opinion. But
I really appreciate giallo. I like giallo. I don't think it is as rewatchable as these 80 mindless slashers. Like I was saying, this is a comfort food, man. You know what you're getting. You want to see good kills, and you know the ending. You know who it is, which I appreciate that, man. As I gotten older, at first I didn't like it when I was in my 20s. It's like, okay, I want to find something artsy fartsy and different. And now, as I'm getting older, I appreciate the slasher genre more and more and more. So
I mean, yeah, I sure. I mean, I get it. And with the Jason franchise, especially like with part two, the movie's like fucking 80 minutes wet.
yeah,
It's like no time. It's not even long enough to really qualify as a feature. They stack on like the whole recap of the first movie. You watch like the whole fucking end of the first movie at the
hmm
start of two. And I clocked it one time. I think that movie is barely an hour. If you like remove the recaps, there's nothing to it, and it makes it easy to digest. Um, Maybe not. Yeah, I couldn't watch. Maybe watching a movie like Tenebrae and stuff like that might not be a thing where I want to do all the time. But it's the same thing where like you know who the killer is because they're mysteries. Uh, but there's just something about it. But I could watch Suspiria because Suspiria is really short, man. Suspiria is
yeah.
like 88 minutes. It's just in and out, and it's so cool. The whole movie's a vibe. I could put that on Halloween and just kind of enjoy it. It doesn't make you think. I don't think Suspiria makes you think very hard.
No, it really doesn't. There's certain slashers that I don't appreciate that people do. People love Mario Bava. I'm not a Mario Bava guy.
Mhm.
Like I'm not a Bay of Blood guy. I know that's like one of the first slashers. Blood and Black Lace I thought was shitty, and people love that movie. But there's certain ones that I don't know, man. Certain ones I can't get into.
Did you see Arrow? Isn't Arrow releasing a standalone like copy of Torso?
Yes, which eventually I'll pick up on a sale.
But that's weird because like it was in that box set too.
I
Like
don't have that box set.
I've acquired all those.
I don't have those.
And they ended up because that was the one that was kind of sold out all the time, was the one with Torso. I think that's the yellow
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, yellow.
And it eventually kind of came back. And you could I picked them all up on a sale, like because Arrow will
Mm.
have their sales and they'll run them. Like I love
Oh,
that.
there she is. Oh,
It looks, look at it, and it spins.
that's
Look,
awesome.
it is fantastic. So I don't know, just watching that with you, actually, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I was being too harsh. It's at least a 6 because it's
Ah, special effects are top
look at
notch.
that,
Yeah.
look at that. That's awesome.
Like the guy looks like you, dude. Like wincing, dude.
What, he has my like wince?
Yeah, he is your wince. Um, what other ones? Sleepaway Camp franchise is
Is top.
obviously great.
I think Sleepaway Camp is tops. The first one. That's one of the best.
First three, I love all three of them. They're all great. Well,
I like the third one's kind of shit. I think
I enjoy the third. I like the third one.
two is a lot of fun. It's got
Yeah.
the porta potty, the porta John kill. The first one's the best though, and I think once again that movie, the first Sleepaway Camp, is just a straight rip off of Friday 13th with its own little thing about it. And I think it destroys Friday 13th, in my opinion. The first Friday, if you put those two against
Which
each
one?
other,
Which ones? Which ones?
I think the original Sleepaway Camp destroys the original Friday the 13th.
Ah, I don't know, man.
I
That's
think so.
tough.
Yeah, you're a gamer guy. Your ass stinks. That's really funny.
That's a choose your destiny, man. That is tough for me, dude. I don't know because I love them both. because we used to rent the first one all the freaking time
Mhm.
because I don't know. And then like our friends would rent it and want to watch it with us. And then we always forgot like Jason wasn't actually in the first one,
Uh-huh.
something you couldn't really hold on to because you're like, oh, you think he's in everyone. But there's something about the first one I love, man. It's great.
I didn't know Robot Chicken spoofed Sleepaway Camp. I didn't think that was spoofable. Uh, yeah, exactly. No, I think, and I don't know why some people don't like 2. I think Friday 13th Part 2 is I love Bag Jason. I love
Oh, it's
Burlap Sack
great. It's
Jason.
great, man.
And I think Burlap Sack Jason, I think, is arguably cooler than Hockey Mask.
I do too. I think
But
it's scarier, dude.
the thing is, the only thing I'll say about this is the mask became iconic with the Hockey Mask
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And the Burlap Sack, granted, Friday the 13th was early to the game. If you fast forward another 10 years, the Burlap Sack looks generic because everybody just sort of did bullshit
Mm,
like that where it's
yeah.
very generic. And but it looks really cool.
Oh yeah, and living in the woods in a little shanty, dude.
Oh, and
He made
I love finding his shrine to his where he's living and his
yeah.
shrine to his mom. That's I don't think they ever had like a moment like that in any other Friday the 13th movie.
I in finding Pamela Voorhees' head in the fridge or whatever. I
I
mean,
mean, because at that point he's still kind of humanized a little bit. Then it's
yeah.
like he just becomes this fucking figure that shows up and for whatever reason and uh yeah, and the whole the Friday the part 2 is odd because in the first one they probably didn't plan on making a sequel and they're just kind of going off, oh, Jason's dead, he's this kid that got killed and the mom's killing. Great, that's the twist. But then in the second one they just kind of play it off like, oh, turns out he was alive the whole time, he never drowned, and he just couldn't make it home because he was mentally handicapped, I guess. I don't why he never got his mom's attention. I don't know. They just had to do a quick rewrite, I guess, to make a franchise.
So gamer guy, yes, my Bloody Valentine remake. I saw it in the theaters. When did that come out? 2012?
Oh, I thought it was like 2006 or something. Maybe it's
Let me
yeah,
let me let me look that up.
time is a funny thing, man. I can't remember.
2009.
Okay, so I met you in the middle. We split the difference. You said 12 and I said 6.
Yeah, and it has
Tom Atkins, I know.
Tom
It has
Atkins, Jamie
it,
King,
Jason Ackles, or that guy from
Todd Farmer,
did I get it? Jensen Ackles. Is that his name?
uh Jensen Ackles, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Todd Farmer did the screenplay. Um
And who's he again?
he's the guy who did Freddy versus or Jason X, right? Yeah, yeah,
Oh, gross.
yeah, yeah, he's the writer of Jason X. But I don't know. No, I saw it in theaters. I think I saw it with my wife, I wasn't married at the time, but who is my wife now. And we went into theaters. It was like one of the first 3D films. Like that's when the 3D shit started coming out, and
Uh-huh.
horror films were in 3D, and the 3D was average if I remember right. But I was sitting in a crowd full of young kids, of course, and loud people, and I think I ended up asking for my money back because it was that you know
Oh,
that loud
really?
after the fact after we watched the film.
Oh, you pulled that? No, I'd be like, you gotta
Yeah,
leave.
no, 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 no,
I wouldn't like watch the movie and then ask for a refund. I
no. We
think
did.
I think a refund is only warranted if you actually like walk out like, "Hey, I'm not dealing with this. Give me my money."
No, no, because we flagged the people down and they had to talk to the people twice before. So we're like, we came up, we told you two different times and they wouldn't shut the hell up. And yeah, I ended up seeing it. So I thought it was fine when I saw it. I probably need to rewatch it because when people are talking and on their phones and shit, it just ruins your whole. That's why I hate going to theaters, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
they
it was
act
pretty
like it's a
mid,
bigger deal
but
these days too. They act like it's a pretty big deal, even more big deal these days with all the messages you get and stuff like that, but they don't enforce it. They don't enforce it.
no, they don't. No.
No. They expect people to put themselves in an awkward position and start a fight with somebody when they should be policing it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they used to have the ushers. I remember trying to sneak into rated R movies back
When do
in
you
the
ever see an Usher anymore? I don't even see Usher.
you never see
They're
Usher.
not even in the theater, right?
I remember they used to check our IDs as we were walking in too, all the
Do
time.
they even like have a person in the projection booth,
I doubt it.
or it's just
It's all
it's all
digital
ran
now.
on a timer? Yeah.
So
That would have been such a cool job as a kid. Like I used to look at the stuff like the projectionist at the
oh
movie
man.
theater. Like, oh,
Yeah.
you just get to sit up there and just fucking like jerk off or something for like 90 minutes at a time. Like, what are they? And you just got to like play the movie and change it out.
Well, I used to love sitting in the very back row of the theater, and then you hear the projector and
The real, and yeah,
the 35 millimeter. You just had the whole time,
yeah,
and it brought you into the movie a lot more, man. I thought it was
yeah.
fantastic.
It's really cool.
You stick your hand up, and you can make shadow puppets or whatever during the film if you wanted to.
Yeah, we missed the scene where what's his face? The main guy was talking to his scorned
Alex?
lover. Yeah, talking to his ex-lover or whatever by the waterfront. And I get it. I guess it kind of makes sense but I hate it. I hate the love angle. It's so dumb. It's
Well,
bullshit.
it's Valentine's Day, baby.
Yeah, but like the whole thing about like you should have called me. Like all that stuff and the love triangle. I guess when you find out, you know, who the killer is, it's like maybe it kind of helps. I guess I don't, but not really, because spoiler alert: the killer is Axel. He's killing people because he's fucked up because he watched his dad get murdered by the original like Harry.
Yeah.
Um, so, but then he kind of also acts like he's obsessed with her too a little bit. You're my bloody Valentine. Ha, 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 ha. Like what? So I don't really know what his thing is. Is he just fucked up and he wants to kill people because of his dad, or is he obsessed with the girl? It doesn't really make sense. His motives don't make sense. It's literally just like Silent Night, Deadly Night, where hey, I saw Santa kill my mom and dad. Now I want to be a murdering Santa for some reason.
Hey, that's all you need.
Yeah, exactly, gamer guy. I hate it when people talk during the movie. Let's see here. Gushido, has anyone seen When Evil Lurks? I haven't. Is that the one that came out like last year? Was that a streamer? Nobody listens to it. These kids are stupid, dude. Like they're that hard up. Like, yeah, let's have a Valentine's party. Just have another fucking party, bro. Like, go somewhere else. Go in somewhere. I get it. When you know it's Axel, he's gonna know they're having a party no matter what because he's got eyes on him. But go in someone's fucking basement. Go just go hang out. I don't understand. Or just it's not that big of a deal.
Bushido, I haven't seen that, but I hear it was on people's like top movie of the year last year, horror film, When Evil Lurks. People were loving that movie, so I do need to
Hey,
watch it.
really quick, that guy, I almost said the guy with the dark hair, but they all have dark hair. First of all, that guy that looks like David Crosby, looks like he's 50-year-old. He's like
Yep.
a 50-year-old teenager, dude. Okay. Crap. They keep moving it. But the guy, shit, I don't know anybody's names in these fucking slashers. Not him, not David Crosby, big fat 50-year-old teenager David Crosby, and not the goofy looking dude, but the dude next to the goofy looking dude. Maybe they'll show him again. Because he looks like somebody, and I want to ask you if I'm crazy. I'll wait for it. Are they going to show him again?
Assholes.
Yeah, they're not gonna. One of those fucking dudes looks just like the old sidekick on Catfish, that show Catfish, the guy with the gray hair.
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
But he looks like a young version of that guy. He looks just fucking like him.
What's the main guy's name? Egon or something or
Egon? You mean Neve?
Neve? Yeah.
Egon. Oh, okay, look, this kill's funny because like, how did he know he's gonna play a prank on these kids? Which doesn't make sense. He's like, they're not heeding my warning. It's a very serious matter. I'm gonna scare the shit out of them. It doesn't really make sense, but his death is cool. But it's another one of those things though where he's setting up that prop, Harry.
Mm-hmm.
And then for some reason he keeps looking at it like, oh, like it's gonna work. He wants to kind of see how it works. He does it like 3 times, and for some reason he leaves and he comes back again like, oh, I'll do it one more time. And then all of a sudden Harry is really there and he kills him. How is he there? And how did he know he was going to open it up like a fourth time? Or what?
Harry.
Look. Okay, bam. And I get it. When you find out the killer is amongst them, I guess he could technically follow people because he's always, knowing where they're going and stuff. But this just takes a lot of work, man. And this guy is really getting into this.
What's wrong with that, man? He
Look,
hates
okay,
kids.
look, this is what I don't understand. He checked it. It works. Why does he have this weird look on his face? Like, oh yeah, hey, I want to do it one more time. Why? You know what I mean?
That's awesome, dude.
That's awesome. The eyeball is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Is there another version of this that's not as violent? That's maybe cut a little bit?
I know it was cut to shit. I don't know if the director's cut.
I feel like the one I watched today did not show an eyeball coming out.
Oh, really?
So, by the way, I had a hell of a time finding this movie to watch.
You don't own it?
I don't own it, no.
Oh, you need to own it.
Why? I just told you it's like a 5 or 6 at best. Why would I fucking own it, Todd?
You're crazy, man.
Anyway, when I was searching for it, you've got the original and you got the remake. It was only showing available to watch on Roku and like what is that? What is that other one that I watched the ambulance
Tubi,
on?
Freebie?
Not Tubi or Freebie. What's that one that it's like the live TV? That one I watched ambulance
Pluto?
on? Pluto. It was only on Roku TV and Pluto. But when I went to them, both of them had the wrong file. So you'd be watching the original and it was playing the fucking remake.
Oh, okay.
So really, it's not anywhere. So I had to rent this shit because I wanted to get caught up on it again and watch it again. So I had to rent it on Vudu, which is now Fandango.
So this little restaurant they have here I actually really think it's cool, man.
Yeah, it's like a cafeteria. It's like the Max, dude. But you know what's funny is like all these like 80s Max restaurants, they kind of look like today's bingo halls, dude.
Yeah, so I have a restaurant I go to when I go hunting here in the Midwest, and we have land or whatever, and they have this little cafeteria type here where they make you burgers right there and everything, and it looks exactly like this, dude. It's freaking awesome, man.
No, it looks like the bingo hall that's right next to my house. You can see the bingo hall from my cul-de-sac across the way. And next time you come out, man, go play bingo with my mom. She'll love you. I don't want to
serve food over there. My wife loves bingo too.
No, I'm saying they have like a cafeteria. They have cafeteria food, the burgers. They have the old ladies working the grill and with the sodas and the Coca-Cola cups.
That's
and then
cool.
and it's got that same lighting, and it's just a bingo hall. And I can't do bingo, dude. But I'd go if you guys want to go play bingo.
G7,
dude. Those old blue hairs are for real, dude. They don't play. They're so good, and you have to really be committed to it. And you can't just casually play bingo once every 10 years. I go in and I get smoked and I can't keep up. I'm just like, dude, these people have so many different games going. And
they love gambling. I mean,
and they love gambling with their social security. It's what they can do.
What's wrong with that?
I mean, the government does, but no. And then there's always like a couple of whales in the crowd that win every fucking game because they've got like 20 million games going at one time, and they bring like their spouse with them too to help them, and they're insane. And whenever one of those whales doesn't win, they're like, fucking shit. You hear them all the time. Damn it. They have no fucking chill, dude.
What do they win?
Money.
Oh, they win money. Okay. I didn't know if they win prizes or
no, they're playing from what? Yeah, they're playing for money, man. Of course.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't know your bingo hall.
Yeah, it's money. What does your wife play for when she plays bingo?
Well, we usually do like the at bars and stuff where they give away like gift certificates and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. Play bingo in Miss Pfeiffer's Spanish class. Yeah, that kind of bingo.
We do like the music bingo. So like when you go to like bars and they do music or movie trivia bingo or stuff like that. So
yeah, but the only fun part for me is watching. I mean, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about winning, but it's fun watching all these people get so invested in all these old people. They get fucking heated, dude. Look at Fatty McFatty over there just shoving a hot dog down her mouth.
That's me right there, buddy. I ate 2 hot dogs today.
Oh, dude, I wish I had Portillo's, man.
You know what? I'm starting to like hot dogs more than hamburgers. I don't.
Dude, I've been telling you, come back out here and we'll try Portillo. I'll get you some Portillos, man. Yeah, I'm a hot dog guy through and through. Chicago dogs all the way. Gushy is asking what's the time on the movie. Let me check it out for you. We are at
Oh, this is awesome, dude.
44:12, 44:13,
It's boiling his
44:14.
head, dude. And hot dogs,
Yeah. Dude, I bet that water tastes like shit.
hot dog flavored water. Yeah.
Hot dog water's nasty.
Ugh.
Yeah, we're at 44:25, man, if you want to get caught up. Yeah, it's a cool kill. It's a not as cool version of the hot tub Halloween 2 because that one doesn't have tits as a fat guy, but the hot dogs are funny. I hate people that boil hot dogs should go to prison or something.
I used to boil hot
Dude,
dogs. That's the way I ate them growing up, dude.
they should go to Guantanamo, dude, and get hot dogs shoved up their ass.
I agree. I can't do boiled hot dogs. But when I was a kid, dude, that's the only way we ate them, dude. We didn't have a grill.
It has the weirdest taste, man. It has it just tastes nasty.
Absolutely.
Jane,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't, dude? Nice picture, by the way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Riverman Air want wieners in their mouths. I mean, I want a wiener in my mouth. At least I don't want it in my butt. That's what Todd wants. Todd's got one in his butt right now.
No, I had 2 in my mouth today. I had chili dogs. I've been making chili dogs by, of course, buying the cheap ass canned chili or whatever and just dumping them on there, dude.
It's like fucking Hormel, dude.
Yeah.
You gotta at least go for Wolf, dude.
No, I've been using like the store brand high-V chili, dude.
You know what's the grossest chili is the beanless, where it's just like it just looks like dog food.
Yeah.
It looks like diarrhea. It literally looks like the shit I took last night after I ate Frank's hot sauce. It's that kind of shit that like you have to get the plunger in, and it literally looks like the meatless beanless chili, dude. It's just so nasty. And I make really good I make good chili dogs. I make chili dogs with coleslaw, relish, the whole works. A little bit of mustard, a little bit of ketchup, and then I'll put the chili. And then, my wife loves them. She's like, these things look fucking disgusting. And they do. It looks like someone took a shit on a bun. But she's like, they're good though. She's like, I was like, whenever she wants something like that, she'd be like, make me one of those nasty hot dogs you make. Like,
The only time I ever put ketchup on my hot dog is if I'm at home. Like if I'm out and about, ketchup's so messy. Like mustard, I can just do a slab of mustard and not get it anywhere.
Well,
like
you can't trust ketchup. It's gonna go you have to really be careful when you're like shaking that up, and you got to turn it upside down. You got to back up 6 feet before you take the first squirt, because I just think it's so unpredictable, and it's out to get you.
So I took my kid to go see WWE last week, the SmackDown or whatever, and he had a pizza. I had a hot dog at the arena. It was the worst freaking hot dog I've ever eaten in my life. I don't know how they actually grilled this thing, but man, for me to not like a hot dog, the worst hot dog I've ever eaten was on my honeymoon in Mexico. Mexico, they made the worst fucking American food. It was terrible, dude.
Can I gotta say something really quick, and then we'll get back to what you're saying. This guy watched a lot of Scooby-Doo. I get it. Freddy is his fashion icon, but what kind of straight man wears an ascot like Alex here? That's his name, Alex?
It's Canadian. It's the 80s.
It's just ridiculous. Anyway, continue. Yeah, has anybody in the chat ever eaten at a Portillo's?
I've never heard of Portillo's. What is that?
It's Chicago hot dog joint.
Oh, it's a Chicago place. Okay.
Yeah, and it started out in Chicago, and they've branched out. So they opened up. We have a couple here in the valley, but they opened up one right by my house, and they opened it up 4 months ago. And dude, I've been struggling not to eat there once a week, dude. It's just the hot dogs are unreal. Yeah, on a Chicago dog, you don't put ketchup traditionally.
I would like the peppers on there, and I would like the pickles, stuff like that.
It's got a big pickle spear. It's got the peppers in there.
Sesame seed hot dog buns, aren't they?
Yep, sesame seed hot dog buns. It's just the most unreal experience. It's awesome, dude. And when you bite it, and there's something about the pickles they use, whatever they keep those pickles in, because it's not like a traditional pickle. They're soaking it in something because it's so good.
Have you ever eaten a hot dog in New York City? Are those good, like the street hot dogs?
I don't know if I did or not.
They always look good in the movies, dude.
Yeah, I've been in New York a few times, and I know I've eaten pizza, of course. I've eaten stuff at like vendors, but I don't know if I ate like a hot dog or a kebab. I maybe I did once. I seem to have this memory of me sitting on the steps of the New York Library and eating, but I don't know if it was a hot dog or what the fuck it was, but it might have been a hot dog.
Didn't you eat like a rat in China, dude, from one of the vendors or something?
No, I didn't. I watched people. I watched a guy cut a live snake down its body and drain the blood in the glass and give it to somebody like at a bar, like fucking he just
Oh
took a
my
shot, dude.
gosh.
But it was at like a marketplace, like a wet market.
Okay.
And yeah, people are eating on scorpions. People are eating eyeballs. Weird. I didn't do any of that stuff, dude.
You wonder why we had the virus.
And then like everything, depending on the continent you go to, there's a guy that thinks he's really cool outside my house. You guys hear that? Revving his bike, dude. You guys always have that asshole, dude.
Oh yeah, we got a guy next door, dude. He has the truck without the muffler, dude.
What a dick, dude. If you're one of those guys, you're a dick.
Comes at home 3 in the morning from the bar, dude.
That's
Yeah.
the only part that's real. I mean, whatever. If you want to do it, it's obnoxious during the day, but whatever, fair play. It's your right. But the people that do it late at night,
Oh yeah.
you're an asshole.
And we also have four-wheelers. So we live kind of like middle city suburbs, but they drive four-wheelers around, so they're like buzzing four-wheelers up and down the streets and everything, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, when you come out here, we're getting Portillo's 100%, dude. It's so good. I want it right now. And they have other stuff too. It's just like I've never even strayed away from their dogs, man. I get their
Mm.
I get their jumbo dogs. They have the jumbo Chicago dogs. Ooh, the big fat bitches.
Yeah, I've been getting. They're not good dogs. They're not. They're probably boiled like that. But the Sonic dogs, I mean, they're not good. But I
Yeah, there's
get
something.
those.
What is wrong with those things? They're skinny wieners and they
Yeah,
taste odd.
they're boiled. Yeah, I'm
They
sure.
taste like they're not grilled looking. They are like
No.
steamed. They look steamed. To be honest, they look steamed or something.
Yeah.
But they're not bad per se, but they have a very unique taste to them.
The chili's fine. The chili dog. That's why I usually just get that.
But they have a real unique taste. Like no other hot dog tastes like the Sonic hot dogs. It's yeah, it's not my first pick for sure.
Their burgers aren't the greatest. My
I,
kids like Sonic a lot.
no,
So
no, no, Sonic's not great. I like a big fat hot dog. I know that sounds
I do too,
questionable.
man.
I don't like the skinny wiener Sonic dogs. That's the
Mm-mm.
only thing I don't like. 'Em. But go to Portillo's, man, and you can get the regular hot dog. You can get the jumbo fucking
The
dog.
Costco dog.
The Costco dogs are good, man.
They're good, but I mean, they make you burp like the nastiest burps ever.
I
Dude.
won't ever allow myself to eat those because they're just too much. But one time I was like, I was having my John Free day. It's an inside joke. I was like, you know what? This week, fuck it. I went to Costco and bought the big pack of those the big monsters, dude. And I was like, fuck
I've
this.
bought those before.
And I was
Yeah.
just going with the town on them, dude. Just having this one, like they're so good. I don't know what
Well,
that says about me, but there's just something so much more gratifying about like really filling your mouth up with every bite, like a big
no,
thick
I
wiener.
agree. I'm very picky about my buns too.
Yeah.
Like they can't be cheap buns. They can't be store bought buns. They gotta be like a Sara Lee, like a extra soft. They gotta be cut a certain way. I like the V cut buns.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, something about bread. It has bread and toilet paper have to be good. I could settle for store brand for everything else.
Yeah, the people. I mean, I got sometimes people have to buy what they got to buy, but great value bread. It's like you buy it stale. It's stale out of the
Falls
bag.
apart in your hands, dude.
Yeah, it's terrible. Oh, that was yeah. I love that. Sorry, we're getting on a tangent talking about hot dogs,
Sorry.
but we just saw the bartender guy. He looked awesome. His eyeball out.
This is sweet here, dude.
She deserves it for having that haircut.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what? Yeah, these kills are fucking great.
Oh man, they're killer, dude.
They are really good. Yeah, I am not a fan of the 80s hairdos. I think I don't like these 80s hairdos. I think they're not attractive. That looks cool. That's a cool shot.
Yeah.
The whole shoulder pads and mullet look on women, dude.
Oh god, my mom was rocking that until probably late 90s, dude.
You got this bozo.
Speaking of 80s, I was listening to was it Roxanne or what's the
Oh,
name of that song?
police. Roxanne and police.
No. Must have been love, but it's over now. Isn't that rock?
Oh, that's Roxanne.
Roxanne, yeah.
No. Sorry, that's Damn it, Roxette.
Roxette. Yeah, I was listening to that.
They also sang the title song. They also sang the theme song to Super Mario Brothers, the movie.
Oh, they did. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a good song.
That's sweet, dude.
And it's to me, it's so weird, and I don't really think it was a hit. But then I was like, we were at the mall a couple years ago, and they were like playing the Super Mario Brothers Roxette song on the overhead. I'm like, what? But yeah, they're where's Roxette? Roxette's from, I think, Sweden. Yeah,
I'm from Sweden.
Maybe somewhere down the line.
At least I'm not from Canada. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, this guy looks like Jeff Parnell. You know, the guy from it's only the hottest Christmas selling toy ever. Yeah, he looks like that fucking asshole.
He does, dude.
That's the guy. That's the Neve's partner. He looks just like him. The gray hair guy, but young. There's David Crosby, of course.
Oh, David Crosby's great.
Look, doesn't he look like him? Imagine him with gray hair, dude. That's Jeff Parnell. Christmas.
Yeah.
He's got teeth like me.
Only the hottest selling toy.
Yeah. So ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know if I'm with you on liking the characters per se.
I do. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I like the characters. I think they're all.
I think they're unique looking. I don't think they're
not. I just named off everybody they look like. They're not unique at all. They're doppelgangers. This guy looks like Freddy from Scooby Doo. You got John Candy with a mustache. You got Jeff Parnell. You got look. He's so. I'm sorry, guys. That guy is so gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that guy looks like he hangs out with Al Pacino at questionable bars. Yeah, it looks like after he leaves the real party, he takes that ascot off and puts it in his pocket, if you know what I mean.
Oh, what's wrong with that? I mean, what color is the handkerchief?
I think it's blue.
That'll tell us a lot.
What's the code? What's the blue mean?
Let me look it up. I know yellow isn't that waterworks or whatever.
I don't, something like that.
One of my coworkers was telling me about all the colors one time.
Is he of that life? Is he of that ilk?
No, he just thought it was funny.
You almost said one of your employees. Are you the boss of him?
No, I'm not. But he was one of my coworkers.
Hey guys, let's all go in the fucking mine. Oh, so stupid. It's a good line though, where he's like, "Should we get the protective gear? Good idea. Get the beer, or should we get the equipment?" Or whatever he says.
Dark blue handkerchief indicates an interest in anal sex.
Okay, why wouldn't that be brown? Because nobody wants to wear a brown handkerchief, dude. Wait a second. Is that not redundant? Aren't they all interested in anal sex?
No. Oh, the handkerchief code. Here it is.
Okay, isn't that the whole point of it? To get to the anal, like
black handkerchief is S&M. Dark blue is anal sex. Light blue is oral.
Oh.
Brown is scat.
Oh, it's because brown was taken for the shit.
Green is hustler.
I don't know what that means.
Prostitution. So a prostitute or something. Gray is bondage. Orange is anything goes. Purple is piercing. Red is fisting.
Oh.
Yellow is water sports.
Is there like a handbook or something? How does everybody know? Is there like a handbook? Something? Is it like when
There's
you go
a code? Yeah.
When you want to get your driver's permit and you go to the DMV and they give you like the handbook to study, is there like an S&M lifestyle like DMV you can go to? And I wouldn't want to wait in that line.
Yeah, there's books on this.
Yeah, there is now, but it's just funny where it all started. But you know what? I kind of think the code is kind of neat. Wouldn't life be easy if you could apply that in other places? Just having like the color code, you can just like ixnay all the awkward talk. It's like, oh, that person would, it's like if you're trying to like hit on women and you're trying to like, if you're single, you just, everybody's got color codes. You know, everybody was like, oh, that woman over there, she would totally be fine with me doing a pickup line. That woman over there doesn't want any fucking bit of it because she's wearing that color. She's the kind of person that's going to mace you. She's going to fucking call you out online. She's going to, you know, or I don't know.
So I Wikipedia this, and on the Wikipedia page, they have a picture of a guy uh, in jeans, and he has handkerchiefs hanging out of his back pocket, and he has every one of them hanging out of his back, every color, dude.
Well, then why wouldn't you just have the orange? The anything goes.
I don't know.
It's a bit redundant. It's like he pulls out the orange and it's like a clown, dude, and it's like a magician, and they're all tied together and it's never ending. All the colors of the rainbow. Yeah, that guy looks just like that guy from
He
like
does.
the smile and everything. He looks just, he kind of looks like Mark Ruffalo too. That smile. Hey. But his nose is a little
too big.
There's like a, what do you call it? A bridge that Mark Ruffalo doesn't have, but he looks
Or
like
Travis knows, dude.
I wasn't gonna say it. You did. No, I'm just kidding. It's a buddy of ours.
Beak, dude.
It's funny. So, has everybody in the chat seen this? Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention we don't usually do this, but we put it out a vote, right? So we put out a poll, and we picked 3 movies we thought would be cool. And this movie, we polled across YouTube, we polled across X, I polled on Insta, I polled on Facebook. This movie won by like a lot.
Yeah.
And we polled, we said this, Suspiria, or the original Fright Night 2. And
I've never seen Fright Night 2, Mary Lou.
Not Mary Lou. What? You're thinking Prom Night, Mary Lou.
Oh,
Fright Night's the vampire.
What was Fright? Oh, yeah, I'm thinking Prom Night.
Prom Night, yeah. You've never seen Prom Night with Mary Lou? You've never seen that?
No, I never seen Fright Night 2. I thought for some reason I was thinking it was Prom Night 2, but it is Fright Night 2.
But have you never seen Prom Night 2 as well?
I've seen parts of Fright Night 2.
Okay.
I don't remember. Or Prom Night 2. I don't remember. I've never seen Fright Night 2.
You could always rewatch the Prom Night 2 with Joe Bob. That's on there.
Yeah.
Prom Night 2 is a lot better than Prom Night 1, but
yeah, Prom Night it's not very great.
Yeah, I don't even love Prom Night 2, but it's just such a different movie, and Prom Night 1 sucks.
They're in the mine right now.
Gamer Guy, Fright Night 2 still hasn't gotten a Blu-ray, right?
No, it hasn't. I don't think it's gotten anything. Does it get a DVD release? We probably should do that soon because people would actually be interested in that.
Yeah. Well, it'll go on the poll for next week. Because we had that, Suspiria, like I said, in this. And I kind of thought Suspiria was going to be a contender. But like this, I'd say across all platforms, this easily got almost half of all the votes.
Slashers usually do, though.
So, you know, there wouldn't be any reason for them to have to go down there and save all their friends in the mine because now they know, because the people up top, these guys, they know Harry's on the loose. But the people that went in the mine do not. We got to go save him. They wouldn't be in this predicament right now if these fucking idiots didn't go down in the mine. But I kind of get it because it's a small town. When you live in a small town, everybody works at the Lamford lunchbox. You know, basically, you do stuff like this. I've grown up in places where there wasn't like really a nightlife. When you were a kid, we used to, you know, we would go to like, we'd break into like the baseball diamonds and stuff like that, and like schools or whatever, and play hide and seek and shit, and like the bleachers, and you do stuff like this. Maybe if we had a mine where I grew up, maybe I could see where kids would have went in there. But these guys are not kids though, dude. These are like 50-year-olds. Let's be honest. Stupid.
If you were in high school back in the day,
I wouldn't be wearing an ascot if that's what you're asking.
No, the number one place you would go to find women or girls was Taco Bell.
Oh,
Taco Bell is where all the high school kids hung out at. In their Honda Civics, souped up Honda Civics, revving their engines with the neon lights on the bottom and all that. Remember that stuff?
People in high school had that going on?
Oh yeah, dude. The Fast and the Furious was like Everybody loved that movie.
Who was paying to soup up these Hondas?
Their parents.
Probably. Yeah, I don't know. I think it depends on where you grew up, but maybe where Todd's talking about it was Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. I drove the Corsica, remember, with the Metallica sticker on the side.
Yeah. Yeah. You peaked. You were never cooler, and you never had a better set of wheels.
I never did. And Aaron, he he broke all my air conditioning vents with his foot because he crossed his legs in my car, and he used to break all the vents. Like
Dude,
you know how they're like slits or whatever?
yeah.
They're all broken, dude.
But that's so odd because were they already broken or they made a
No,
made it
they're like paper thin, dude. I
they
mean,
were like shitty. They
the
were
car was like
shitty or
100.
something.
It was. I think I paid 500 for the car.
And I get it. It was your first car. You were a kid, so you're proud of it. Like even if it costs like
Yeah.
$500, you're like, hey, watch the seats, watch the upholstery on this $500 car.
Yeah,
And
the seat covers. I remember my muffler fell off or whatever, and it was
yeah,
dragging on the street, dude.
just a lot of good memories cruising around, listening to burn CDs and that thing.
Listen to Pantera. We used to roll up to Pantera. We thought we were like the coolest kids ever, dude.
It's like
Listening to
Billy Madison when he rolls up to high school and
that's what it was, dude.
he's listening to Billy Squire, dude. He's pumping it, and
Yes.
he gets out of the car, puts out the vibe, and he's got the jean jacket and the fucking REO shirt.
Yeah. That's the way we used to do it. Remember pulling up in the sophomore parking lot, dude?
Yeah. What did the girl say in that when he's like, "Nice car, loser"? He's like, "Yeah." He says
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But yeah, it's funny. Those are good days, man. Good times.
That's
Well, not good days. There's good times in those good days. Not for me. I wouldn't go back to that time, but there was good times to be had in there.
I'd go back to hanging out at Travis's house. I wouldn't go back to hang out at my house either, man.
I
I had rats crawling all over me at night, dude. I lived in a shanty, dude. No, you think I'm joking, man?
no, I remember you telling me about that one time. I want to say you told me that like the first time I slept on your floor, dude. I crashed at his house, and Todd, you had like tile floors in your bedroom,
Yeah.
and you had just a little single
I
bed
was
or
in the
whatever.
basement, dude. There's mice and rats and everything down there.
And I was sleeping on the tile floor, and I think you said it in the dark, like, "Oh yeah, there's rats down there." Like, what? I'm like, what?
Once I woke up in the middle of the night, everything was dark, and I stepped on one of the rats. And I heard his old bones cracking.
Oh, dude!
And I was like, "What the hell?" And I picked it up. Of course, I throw it out in the yard, dude. It was gross, dude. They used to crawl on you when you're sleeping, dude. Yeah. Where I lived, I mean, that's why I moved out when I was 17.
Were they because the rats?
That and I didn't
stuff.
really. My family life wasn't the greatest at my house, so
What? So were the rats? Did they make their way upstairs? Or were they pretty much kept to the basement?
downstairs they were all in the basement because they'd crawl up through that hole. They have like a hole in the laundry room or whatever, like
Yeah.
the water drainage.
Mm-hmm.
Crawl up from that, or they get in through the garage or something like that, man. And yeah, I always tell it to my kids. I'm like, hey, you're lucky you didn't have to fucking sleep with the rats for like 5 to 10 years.
So wait, 5 to 10 years. You guys never handled it?
No, they wouldn't handle it.
No,
We put like traps. They just put like little traps out with like maybe a thing of peanut butter, and then they're pretty much fend for ourselves to try to get rid of these rats, dude.
because it's like, oh, well, they're not up here yet.
Yeah. They were just downstairs with us, dude. And I used to sleep with a blanket over my head because you could feel them crawling up the comforter, dude. And then you like lift the comforter and they fly around off. Man, they fly around the room, dude. Man, it was creepy as hell, dude. It sucked.
It could have been worse. Could have been like cockroaches though, or something. I don't know.
Oh, rats are pretty bad, dude.
Like, was it a lot of rats? A lot, like, because
I would say there's probably 4 or 5 down there. I mean, you didn't know if one's gonna crawl up on you at any time in the night, dude.
Dude, jeez.
Yes, dude, it was bad.
I remember you making mention of it. Like I said, I had a sleepover one time, but you never really talked about this in detail, like this, like the whole
Yeah.
The trauma of it. It just I always thought of it as like, oh, there's like a rat that lives in here, and maybe eventually it'll come out. But yeah, if you had 4 or 5 running around at any given time, especially, and they come out at night, they do their
Yeah,
thing at
yeah.
night. And oh, did you have like a clapper, a light you could turn on before getting out of bed, dude? Because
No,
you
dude. I had one of those thick, switches, dude, so you had to pull it hard, dude.
and you didn't have cell phone back then to turn on your
No, we
flashlight
have
and get a.
cell
So
that was
you might
before
just.
cell phones and all that shit, dude.
Jeez, did your brother ever step on a rat?
Yeah, they used to crawl on him too, dude. Why do you think we moved out when we were 17?
That's so funny. Hey, what's up, Adrian? We're just talking about rats, watching some My Bloody Valentine. Todd's talking about his rat infestation. His old from
Back in my
back in his
old
old,
house.
not
Yeah.
now.
No. See, I would take care of that shit in a second now. Like, I have bug guys. I pay top money for bug guys now to keep all that shit out of my house because
See,
I don't
I don't. So, do you have? Are you one of those people that finds value or got roped into like a monthly plan?
I do it by season. So they come every 3 months, and they basically take care of whatever's hot
Mm-hmm. Hot
that
this
3
season.
months. Yeah, so and it works. Like, the first 2 years, I've maybe seen 1 spider in my house. Now there's been a couple, but it's not bad. But, I mean,
You
it's
got the
worth
brown recluses over there in the
Yeah,
Midwest,
brown
dude.
recluses. I
Terrible,
mean,
terrible.
yeah, there's a lot of bad spiders and shit, and I don't wanna deal with that stuff, so
Yeah, brown recluses. I don't miss those at all, man. Yeah, you don't really see spiders out here. I mean, I don't really.
you
I've
don't see
never.
bugs out there really, do you?
Oh, so so we have the pest guys that'll come out, and they try and scare you with scorpions. That's what we have. We have bark scorpions, the yellow
Yeah,
scorpions.
yeah.
But you know what? I'll take those fuckers over brown
Oh,
recluses.
absolutely, yeah,
Over brown recluses any day. You cannot fucking see the brown recluses.
yeah,
They hide so well. And especially if you live like an apartment complex that was designed in the 70s and everything's fucking tan and brown.
yeah,
Remember the apartment I lived at in Missouri and you came
mhm,
to? Everything in there, the walls, the carpet, everything's in the furnace, everything's tan and brown. So I'd be like chilling out on the living room floor, laying on my side, playing games. One of those fuckers would run across the carpet, eating, oh, I'd run across my foot.
yep.
Terrible, man. Uh let's see here. Not gonna lie, it feels a little weird having Riverman as the primary commentary co-host and not Zach. I got so used to him and Aaron being the commentary duo and Riverman being the guest.
Oh, sorry, man.
Yeah. What can you do? We
Yeah,
we're doing these more regular, man, and we just have to get consistent. And the fact is, it's just too hard to. It's too hard to sync everybody's schedules. It just doesn't work. And me and Todd, we synced. And Zach was in school for the longest time, and he just doesn't have that much time. And if you've noticed, when Zach will do something, it's kind of just whatever, like, hey, jump on a stream or whatever. So
you're stuck with me, gamer guy. If you
yeah,
don't like it, I'm sorry, brother.
it beats not doing anything. So yeah, anyway, but hey, gamer guy, this is the way it always was. I don't know how long you've been listening, but it started out as Riverman and me, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, so it's fine. And the thing is, it's kind of cool when Riverman's on, because when you're on with Mac and Zach, I feel like the outlier because Mac and Zach have that rich history.
mhm,
And then it's flipped with
yeah.
me and Riverman. We have the rich history, and so we can talk about the time when rats would swarm all over Todd in the middle of the night and things like that. um anyway, well, oh, so yeah, they try and rope us out here, but I've never. I get sprayed once in the summertime when summer's creeping up.
Yeah.
That's it. And I've never had issues. And I'm of the mind, like, why would I get suckered into a monthly subscription to you guys coming out here? Like, I'll call you when I see something. That's the way I've always been. I just call when I see something.
Well, and you guys really don't have seasons. I mean, we have all 4 seasons here, so they actually know when to come out. I don't even have to call them, they just show up. They do my yard, do my house, and then they're gone, so
Yeah, but
like, every season, there's something new. I mean, of course, they don't come in the winter time, but like, we have bad ants where I'm at too, and that
uh,
shit gets in the house if we don't, like, get pest guys, and it's bad, dude.
We're getting closer and closer to our big reveal.
Oh yes, here we go. Watch
So
the
yeah,
bug book.
it's been done a million times to death. That's why if you're like me and you saw this movie fucking and you're well into your adulthood and it's just like you know where it's going. But yeah, it's like Axel's the killer. It doesn't really make any sense. It's one of those things where all of a sudden he's batshit crazy now that he's revealed to be the killer. Like that whole "you're my bloody Valentine." Like, why weren't you acting
Yeah.
crazy before? Because I think they're playing it off like, oh, he didn't know. He thought he was the good guy, right? Is it like almost like a dual personality thing? Don't they play it off?
Yeah, they probably.
Don't
Yeah.
they kind of position it like he wasn't like trying to run a facade? Like when he's helping him, he really thinks he's trying to help him from Harry. I think it's like almost like a split personality thing. Is that right? I don't understand. Is that a real? Where does this come from? Where you see your parents get killed by something, and then you want to be that same thing? I don't understand what the psychology is there and why.
That's a little odd to me too. No, I totally understand what you're
And they've done it few times in horror, and I
yeah.
don't. That doesn't make any sense to me. It's kind actually. So this movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night, and I would even say Jamie Lloyd was kind of like
Mhm.
that. The way with the way they ended 4 before they were pussies and they fucking backpedaled. But I think if they 4 would be so much better if 5 wasn't around and that
Yeah.
ending.
Yeah.
Like if they would have ended it at 4 and like Jamie was legit the killer, like no, no, and Pleasance, I think that's an awesome ending. But once again, for
5, yeah. 5 definitely ruins it, man. It's shit. I mean,
I hate to be shallow, but none of the women in this are very hot either. It's kind of a
really,
dick.
I think they're pretty attractive.
Oh, the one where she's like, "Wait do you see what I'm wearing? It's cut down to here and it slides up to here." Dude, she's not that attractive. And then I see the dress and it's like, yeah, it's a V cut, but she ain't got no fucking tits. I'm like, that only works if you got cleavage, honey.
They're all pretty good looking. I mean, look at these two or women.
Too broad. Look at you correcting yourself. Look, look at these two broad. Oh, fine young upstanding women. Todd can still say that because he doesn't have daughters. It's like
Yeah.
when you have daughters, you have to like straighten up. Like, oh, like you don't understand. Once you're a father to girls, you understand. Like that's somebody's daughter. But Todd doesn't. He'll never have daughters, so it's like he
I'll
kind of
never
has
have
that.
not have any more kids, so
So he
I
kind
don't
of.
worry about that.
I mean, honestly, that's just like the best, man. That's the perfect
What,
scenario.
2 boys?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
and God, and at least give me, at least at least give me a boy first. That's all I ask. At
I'll give
least
you 2
first.
girls. You're getting 2 girls.
No, don't say that.
That's 2 weddings you gotta pay for. I don't pay for shit. I don't even have to pay for their college. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Dude, that's the fucking Lipscomb way. I wouldn't pay for shit anyway.
Mhm.
Dude, look, in the last
My money now.
I've bought 2 houses. I've gotten married. I've done all these things. Nobody's ever bought me a gift. Nobody's ever put me on a registry somewhere. Nobody's ever given me a fucking check. Nobody's done anything. Anything.
Well, I was planning to come to your wedding, but you didn't want me to come,
No,
so
I didn't no, I didn't. We just did it in a hot air balloon.
I would have liked to come to your wedding, though. I mean, would I have been your best man or no? Would I have just been a groomsman?
I mean, there were if you would have came to the wedding, there would have been no one else in the wedding because you would just kind of in the balloon with me because we did it in a balloon.
Yeah, that's true.
We did it in a balloon and we were hovering over a gun range for like fucking an hour.
That's
It's funny.
cool. It's funny because I was talking to my wife about our wedding or whatever. People don't really give a shit about this, but like Aaron and my brother are the only 2 people I talk to from our wedding. Like I'm friends with still, really. Isn't that
Yeah,
crazy?
that's the way it always is.
Yeah.
I have a good buddy from Missouri, and I haven't talked to him in a long time. I haven't talked to him since gosh, probably 2008 or 9, but he was quite a bit older than me, and he was like 8 or 9 years older than me, and he got married and started having kids, and just life happens, and
Yeah.
he kind of just. But we were all I don't know. I still felt like a kinship with him. Like I always understood. In the last couple of years, we started kind of texting a little bit, like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And now it's like he's actually going to come to town for a conference, and we'll probably get together. So it's once you get to a certain age, yeah, I feel like there's you kind of get grandfathered in with some friends. It
Yeah,
could, 10 years can go by, 8 years can go, whatever. Um, Whereas, like, I don't really want to talk to anybody from high school, even if I liked them. It's just like, what do you have to talk about? It's so different.
I I am stepping out of my comfort zone. Speaking of high school, because next week I am going to the high school reunion, the 20 year. So I will keep you up to date, Aaron, on how it goes.
But what's funny, yeah, I do want to hear about that. But what's funny is like this friend though, he called me up, he randomly texted me a couple weeks ago, and it was just like the weirdest thing. Like he was having it was almost like a 12-step program thing, even though he's
Oh,
not. No, it wasn't. It was like, are you like, are you fucking on the wagon? What's going on here? Because he started like apologizing for stuff I didn't give a shit about. Like he's like,
like Billy Madison did.
he was like, yeah, he was like, man, I just got to thinking, I should have went to your dad's funeral, man. I'm so sorry. I'm like, I don't care. Like first of all, we hadn't even when my dad died, it had been like 2 or 3 years since like I wasn't
Yeah.
expecting you to go to my dad's funeral. He's like, I know, and he's like, in the big thing that hurts me, he's like, you know what? This is gonna circle back. Oh, what? We're gonna find out. Axel's still alive. They think he drowned, but he goes, I should have had you in my wedding, man, because he didn't have me. We were like best buds,
Hmm.
and I didn't give a shit. I really didn't give a shit. The only
Yeah.
one I cared about was really yours, but I really don't give a shit. And I was like, no, I was fine, just fucking hanging out. But he's like, it made me think because all the people that I put in my wedding, I haven't talked to since the fucking wedding. That's
Yeah.
what he said, and I'm like, I'm seeing a theme here.
So now he's reaching out to you.
I'm seeing a theme here. It all comes full circle. Everybody comes back to Aaron and apologizes.
Well, I never
Dude,
left, so
well, it's not the same thing, but it's just like him saying, like, yeah. And I believe me, at the time I thought it. I'm like, all right.
well, at least he
uh,
apologized. That's nice. I mean,
no, it is not. And I didn't really care. The thing
yeah.
is, I really didn't care, but it was kind of interesting. I'm like, oh, this is sitting on you. It's not even sitting on me. But
I mean, I'd love it if one of my old friends called me up and said, "Hey, I'm sorry for doing such and such."
depends on what it is. If somebody fucking molested you as a child and you spent like years of therapy trying to get over that, you don't want that guy coming out of the woodwork 20 years later and be like, hey, I
No,
want
no, 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 no.
that's called a selfish apology. Like you're
Yeah,
apologizing for your sake. uh so it's certain things, not that happened. I'm just saying, it doesn't always work out. It's kind of
no,
like
it really doesn't.
if you had like a bad relationship and you were an asshole that fucking used to treat your girlfriend like shit, and you decide to fucking call them up 10 years later when you're like going through some 12-step program or whatever, and you're like, dude, I have fucking moved on. Why are you bringing me through this
Yeah,
again?
yeah, that's weird.
That's for you, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Sometimes I think you have to live with your mistakes.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, if we're talking about shit like that, that's fine. Like mild stuff that really isn't scarring, it's just like, okay. They're in this mine. They're in these fucking mines for a long time. I feel like
Yeah.
it really this
Oh, here he
mine.
is. Oh,
Yeah,
look at the axe.
yeah. This is where we're gonna get the reveal,
Come on.
right? Is she gonna yank the mask off? Is it here or is it after this?
I think it's here.
I think it's here. And oh no, it's Axel. I like how it's like we got to take the mask off.
No, it's not here.
Yeah, it might be the next. Or is she gonna grab it? No, she runs. Okay, so it's gonna be in a second. He does really good about slipping into that costume, man, and then
Yeah,
getting at it. You know what I mean? Like, where's he keeping it?
I think the costume's awesome, man. I love the whole miner, the mask, and everything like that. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, but wouldn't you think with a name like My Bloody Valentines, he'd be like a killer Cupid dude with like a Cupid mask?
I'm kind of glad he isn't because I never saw Valentine, that movie.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh,
have
that
no,
is
no
Valentine.
desire.
That is
No
Valentine.
Yeah.
Well, it's yeah, I think it was just a little off-putting as a kid. It's like, oh wait, My Bloody Valentine. Wait, it's in a mine with miners. Like, yeah, I didn't really get it, and on the surface, you don't really get the connection with Valentine's Day because they're not really selling you on the town and the party and what have.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, this dude wants the cock. I mean, the whole time the whole time you're expecting some kind of twist. Like there shouldn't be one moment in your brain where you really think it's Harry.
Yeah.
And it is kind of a cheap, like, oh, they do that thing where it's like, oh no, yeah, I called up the hospital. They said Harry died 5 years ago.
Harry van Vick.
Yeah. Recall, recall, recall. And Harry, he was the boss. I love that. He was
Come
the
on, I'll buy you
boss.
a drink.
He was the boss. The
What
boss.
did I do wrong?
Oh, I love that. Gosh, what is I saw the funniest meme the other day. Oh, it was so funny, and they used that clip. It's like when you say something, it was something like PC political stuff, and then what the fuck did I do wrong? What the fuck did I do? It was so
You blabbed,
funny.
Quaid. You blabbed about Mars.
It was so funny.
Have we not done total? Have we done Total Recall yet?
I don't know.
Oh man.
You know what? If we haven't, we should, but I don't recall. We've done so many. Like I have to check. Like I was talking about watching. I can't remember if we've done the original Demons. I know we've not done Demons 2, but I don't know if we've done Demons or not.
I don't know.
But it's like one of those ones I have to check. I can tell you we've done Pet Cemetery 2.
Yeah,
Times.
we've done that.
I can tell you we've done Brain Scan a couple of times.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of ones that I don't remember. It's so funny. God, this is just so fucking extra. This is like the slowest. It's like when they have those fight scenes on a train, but it's just a mining cart. If only the mining carts like this in Donkey Kong Country were this slow. How stressful those were.
I think you're trying to ruin it for me, man. You're trying to bring my score down by saying stuff like that.
Oh, I don't know. It's fine. It's just I like it. Hey, you know what? Controversial take. I know they're not the same because one's mining, and one of them is like the military compound or whatever. I think I like this movie better than Day of the Dead. Maybe.
You're crazy, dude.
Wait, I can't say that because I gave this a 5, and then I want to be able to
I
say
give it like a 9. But I mean, the zombie
no.
genre is
Okay. That's a total bullshit answer. I like Day of the Dead's a 7. I like Day of the Dead better. But I'll tell you what though, Day of Dead drags in a couple of places. This movie doesn't really drag. This movie's really high and tight. I think it's,
This doesn't have the dialogue of Day of the Dead, which is just over the top and great.
But I tell you what doesn't do it justice is watching this movie on mute because whenever we watch it, I'm watching it on mute. Oh, yeah. And like it just makes it feel like this whole third act is like an hour long. But when I watched it earlier today, it didn't feel like that. When I was actually in the movie.
No.
But like
a lot different watching it on it.
I feel like they've been like wrestling around with him for fucking 2 days now. Like,
yeah.
Like I said, these mines, these shafts, they need Rambo, dude. I always think of every movie I watch. I always try and say, what would Rambo do if he was in this movie? Every movie. Day of the Dead. What would happen if Rambo was in Day of the Dead? And it was Rambo.
That would be that would be awesome, man.
But it's fun to think about that. I know every movie kind of has its own sets of rules and parameters. But what if you broke it a little bit? Like, oh, there it is. There's Axel.
There's the reveal.
And he's crying. Oh, we get this cheesy flashback, which
I like it.
It is cool. Look at that. Yeah. I love the blood. It's cool. It's creepy. It's sucking his thumb, dude. But like they don't ever in this film, they don't ever set that up though. They don't ever set that up like he doesn't ever mention his dad was one of the people that got killed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just kind of shoehorned in, and pretty much you have to have that flashback for it to make sense.
Yeah. You do, but I think it's kind of cool. I don't know.
I know. We called the hospital. Harry died 5 years ago. Where you been this whole time, you fucking asshole?
Harry Warden.
This guy looks like Donny Osmond, dude. The ascot doesn't help.
Axel Foley.
And they kind of play it off like this never got a sequel, right?
No, never got a sequel.
But they play it off like there's a sequel because, we think he's dead, but then they're like, oh, he's still alive. And she wants to go see him. She's like, I got to see him. Does she have feelings for him? I I don't know why is she even with this guy? Why did this guy leave? Why was he a red herring? Because they kind of, I guess they kind of play it off like maybe he could be the real killer because he is kind of sus
Yeah, they're trying to pull it off like that.
because he's the if you are thinking there's going to be another killer that's not Harry, you kind of think he's the outsider. He's the guy
Yeah.
that went away and he's back. First of all, it's everybody's goal to leave a shitty small town like this. Why did you come back to it?
I don't know. Sometimes they come back.
Okay, so here we go. She has to see him, Axel, again. Why does she have to see him? And she like almost cares about him, like, oh. And he's gonna escape, and then all of a sudden he goes batshit crazy. He starts turning into the Joker, right? It's really weird. It's kind of like in Screams. Oh, look, he cuts off his own arm to
Yeah.
get out, and he's gonna run away. I don't know if they're implying that he fucking just bleeds to death or if they were trying to set it up for a sequel. They had to have been. If they were ripping off Friday the 13th, they're like, we have to try and franchise.
I would think they would. I don't know why they didn't.
Well, maybe I don't know. Was this movie a big hit? Did this movie find its audience later, or was this a big hit when it came out? You know what I mean?
Um.
It cannot have been a big budget.
Yeah, I wonder what it did in the theaters. Let me look.
I feel like this is the kind of movie that probably found its life after.
Well, since it was a Canadian film, it might have been release Paramount Pictures in the United States on February 11th, and in Canada, it doesn't say the release really. Oh, box office. Okay, grossed 5.6 million in the U.S.
Off what's the budget?
Uh,
Probably about the same. This was probably about a $4 or $5 million movie.
the budget was 2.3 million.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
it did 5.7. So yeah, it did pretty well.
That's they made their money back.
Mhm.
I think they just kind of broke even on that, but still, yeah, this movie gained probably most of its. That wasn't Friday the 13th numbers though. That wasn't Halloween or Friday the 13th. Those movies did gangbusters.
Yeah.
So maybe that was probably why, and it just sort of got its legacy over the years. You mentioned Paramount really quick, totally unrelated, but if anybody was interested and they missed out on the Hellraiser quartet, the quartet box set,
I did see that.
the US is getting their release from Arrow too, and they're identical. They got a Chatterer and a Pinhead. I don't even think it doesn't even matter if you got the imports. It doesn't matter because there was no Blu-rays on there, right?
No.
It's all 4K anyway. So actually, I think we got the superior ones because ours don't say Paramount on the side. Have you
Oh,
seen
really?
that?
The new ones do?
They're identical. They're identical in every way, but now on the bind, it has the Paramount Pictures stamp.
Mm.
So ours doesn't. I think I like it without. It's cleaner without the Paramount logo mucking it up.
Oh, you don't like the packaging, Dr. Giggles? I think it looks great.
You think the packaging is crap?
That's what you're saying.
Fun fact, I actually have both versions because
Yeah, you didn't sell the Shatter?
it's listed. Nobody's bought it. I mean, and probably now that there's a US release, I probably won't be able to get what I want out of it. So I'll probably just
Speaking
hold
of
on to it.
horrible packaging, that Nightmare on Elm Street looks shit, dude. That
Yeah,
movie
just
was terrible.
hold out for the inevitable box set. Like fuck that. I mean,
The Steelbook looks horrible, and then so does the standard
the
release.
standard is like the same fucking generic ass VHS style covers
Yeah.
they were giving us back in the day, and I don't know why they're so scared of the original cover. Why are they scared of
The
that
original
fucking
cover's iconic, dude. It's
that
great.
why are they scared of those old painted art? That's fucking awesome. The Nancy
Mhm.
fucking thing. That why would you want to do anything except that? Are they scared that it doesn't sell the product? We got to put Freddy on there, just doing this and smiling at you, giving the old nod. And I don't even know what the new cover on the Steelbook is, just like his claws, right, or something
Yeah.
like his hands. Yeah, I don't know who signs off on all that stuff. They might be just throwing it together with AI for all we know.
Yeah, it's just a lazy person. Did
Well, that's
that.
what people are doing with the album art too. Is like we're in this huge era of bands and shit doing their covers with AI, and they just look like shit. But
Oh, this is big. This is kind of cool news.
all right, what is
Real
it?
quick,
Before we wrap up,
In Violent Nature 2 is in development.
interesting.
So yeah, they're coming out with a sequel to that. That's interesting. We'll see what happens with that.
Dr. Giggles, are you talking about the
Quartet.
Hellraiser?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't they put out a standard of the UK? They had a standard version.
I think they came out with the standard of that stuff.
Oh, they at least the first movie, or was it all the movies? Did they have
I
individual?
think it was all of them, I believe.
It was just a basic set. It was a little bit
Yeah.
different. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you'll get it as well, man. I think it's a sweet set. It's actually the crown jewel of my collection, but I just love Hellraiser though.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a beautiful set, I think too.
all right, guys. Well, we had a good time. Thank you for voting for this one. Do you guys like the voting thing? I think it's fun. I don't know if anybody in the chat currently actually vote. That's actually interesting because we had a good number of votes across all
Yeah.
platforms, and I want to know if any of them actually showed up. But we'll do it again next week, or sorry, in 2 weeks, and we'll put it up to a vote, and maybe we'll add in a couple of the losers here because we had Suspiria in there, we had Fright Night 2. Todd's right, Fright Night 2 might be a contender just because of the nature of its scarcity, but we'll pair it up with some other stuff. But thank you guys. Remember to like the video, please subscribe. Uh, all the good stuff. Support us. As a reminder, Todd and I are going through a bit of a prison sentence with YouTube. We got demonetized. So until October, we're in the doghouse. So if you guys want to support us, please leave a comment. Help us out in the algos at least. But if you want to support us monetarily, we do have a Patreon. Throw us a couple bucks. We'll
Go to the X/Twitter. It's at the Rev House. So
yeah, Todd's really
follow
babying the X. And
follow follow us on that too, because I'm adding a bunch of shit on there. I'm clipping stuff.
it's cool, man. The things you can get away on X, I know for better or worse, the things people put on X, it's ridiculous. But the things you can get away with if you're not like a total fucking creep is great, man, because he's repurposing all these old clips and putting commentary stuff up there with like video footage. We can't put
Yeah.
the clips up here. That's what gets us demonetized. That's what gets us in trouble. And it's just not worth it. It's not worth the hassle. I know there's like an art to doing it, but dude, it's just not fucking worth it. But right now, X is the wild, wild west, man, and it's just so much fun. So yeah, head over there. And what do you mean? Say what, Giggles? Say what? Oh yeah, you know what I mean. But anyway, guys, we appreciate all you, and we will catch you next week on Video Rot, and in 2 weeks on the next commentary. Catch you later, guys. Bye bye.
See you guys.